For this week's midweek poetry break, I'm continuing with readings from anthologies. And the anthology this week is Staying Alive, Real Poems for Unreal Times. It's described as an international anthology of 500 life-affirming poems fired by belief in the human and the spiritual at a time when much in the world feels unreal, inhuman, and hollow. Those words were actually written 20 years ago when this book first came out, but I thought it's still very much apropos for our moment and a good anthology to bring some attention to. The poem that I'm going to read is by Tess Gallagher. It's called The Hug. A woman is reading a poem on the street and another woman stops to listen. We stop too, with our arms around each other. The poem is being read and listened to out here in the open. Behind us, no one is entering or leaving the houses. Suddenly, a hug comes over me, and I'm giving it to you like a variable star shooting light off to make itself comfortable, then subsiding. I finish, but keep on holding you. A man walks up to us, and we know he hasn't come out of nowhere, but if he could, he would have. He looks homeless because of how he needs. Can I have one of those? He asks you, and I feel you nod. I'm surprised you don't tell him how it is, that I'm yours, only yours, etc., exclusive as a nose to its face. Love, that's what we're talking about. Love that nabs you with "for me only" and holds on. So I walk over to him and put my arms around him and try to hug him like I mean it. He's got an overcoat on so thick I can't feel him past it. I'm starting to hug and thinking, how big a hug is this supposed to be? How long shall I hold this hug? Already we could be eternal, his arms falling over my shoulders, my hands not meeting behind his back. He is so big. I put my head into his chest and snuggle in. I lean into him. I lean my blood and my wishes into him. He stands for it. This is his, and he's starting to give it back so well. I know he's getting it, this hug. So truly, so tenderly, we stop having arms. And I don't know if my lover has walked away or what, or if the woman is still reading the poem, or the houses. What about them, the houses? Clearly, a little permission is a dangerous thing. But when you hug someone, you want it to be a masterpiece of connection, the way the button on his coat will leave the imprint of a planet in my cheek when I walk away, when I try to find some place to go back to. That poem is The Hug by Tess Gallagher for the Midweek Poetry Break.